Welcome and welcome back. In this video, we're going to talk about back pain, and if you have it when you swing, because a lot of people do, and a couple of tried and true ways that may assist you in having less back pain. For sure, a better swing.
For sure.
So let's start from the ground up. The legs, Roger. It's all in the legs, right?
Yes. These are the things, this is the first thing we start with, but these are the things when someone says, hey, this doesn't feel right, I feel like I'm using my back too much. These are the first three things we go to. The first one is first for a very good reason. I would say 9 out of 10 things that I see when people have issues, this hurts, this doesn't feel good, I don't have power, it is because people have the hardest time using their legs when they do a swing, a clean, a snatch. Doesn't mean that you don't use your legs, it means that you don't use them enough or they don't initiate the movement. Let's go ahead and do a little demo. So if I'm looking at the side of a swing, you've got to video your stuff. If you feel something wrong, take a video. You can even send it to us. We'll look at it. We may even respond.
Mostly.
But what you want to look for is sequencing. So if you go ahead and turn to the side, so let's pretend you're in the backswing of the kettlebell swing. Okay. So the first thing I want to see is the hip and the knee. You're going to see some activation here. We don't want to see this raise, but we do want to see this come forward at the same time the knees are starting to lock out. So the first thing I should see is movement here. What I often see when there are problems is this move and then this move. Now this can be accompanied by a head lifting up really, really fast, a chest moving forward, but you'll often see a lot of disconnect here. Okay? Now, the standard thing that coaches say, which I'm not a fan of, is you got a weak core. I don't know what that means. Generally, if people are saying this, it means they don't understand the movement. Yes, it's possible. Is it common? Not really. Usually the problem is with the sequence. So if you see the spine moving and disconnecting, it means that people are moving the wrong thing first generally. So if your intention, you got this kettlebell in the backswing, your intention is to lift this bell with your arms and you're thinking about your arms, you're gonna try to pull it with your arms, you're gonna pull that away. This is gonna move first, you're gonna arch that back a little too much, you're gonna take away power from the legs, but basically the engine of the movement becomes the back and not the leg. Now, people usually will get it with the swing a lot easier than they get it with the clean and the snatch. Nevertheless, when we look at videos, the first thing we look at is what is moving first. You wanna see the hip move first, and you wanna see the hip and the knee extend at the same time before you see the shoulders, the head, or the kettlebell, any of that stuff move, okay? So legs have to move first. It is a very tricky thing. Long-time coaches think they're doing swings the right way, and you can look at them like, use your legs, they argue, they fix it, and then they thank you forever. So, wait.
I did that. No, I was vouching for myself.
Okay, he did.
I was waving at you.
But you'll feel like you're using your legs and you're not always. So that's the number one thing. That's the first thing we always start with because it is the most common. It's the easiest thing that you can do generally. The second thing is looking at balance. Where are you when you're in your backswing? So he's sitting pretty far back. This is appropriate for his body type. We've done all kinds of, played with all kinds of testing, positions, things like that. This is where he's comfortable. But often when people aren't balanced, you'll see them, I'm not gonna let you fall, but you'll see them shifted forward and they'll be a little more vertical here. And if you draw a line down through the middle of the foot, which is where you're connected to the floor, you'll see people are way far forward. So this spine is gonna be in front of this line here. So here, let me go ahead and do this real quick.
Okay, the orange stick is coming out.
The orange stick is coming up. This is just a good visual reference. So if you look at the length of the spine in front of the stick versus behind the stick, so someone shifted too far forward, you see that spine goes forward here. That's a lot of torque that you can generate on the spine. Whereas if you shift back, that spine slides back. It's nice and safe here. Not a lot of torque. Everything is going to be better balanced over the hip. In addition to keeping the spine's safe, your muscles are going to function better. You are going to be better balanced. You're going to have more range of motion, but it's not always an easy thing to do. Make sure you do this unloaded, take some time, figure out the right place where you've got good pressure on your full foot. You don't want to be too far forward in your toes. When you are, things go wrong, but this is the number 2 thing to look at or look for. Are you balanced in your stance? Sometimes it's a matter of the wrong swing for your body type. You know, I don't have very long legs, so if I try to get a really, really deep hinge, I'm going to actually pitch too far forward, okay? So I'm not going to be balanced. I need to stay a little more upright. So go slow, find the right spot. But when you find the balance, you'll feel it. You'll feel a lot more comfortable. You'll get more of your spine back behind the line of gravity, which is basically where gravity is going to impact you, right around the middle of the foot. You're going to be safer.
And pertinent to that, speaking of foot, if you're wearing your running shoes while you do this, they're going to pitch you forward no matter what, so don't do that. You can wear some flat-soled shoes like these Converse. These are another brand of shoes, or you could be barefoot. You know?
Another brand, is that what
they're
called?
I think Toms or something. I didn't want to sound weak in the kettlebell world with my Toms, y'all.
But that is a common point. Jeremiah sent me a video the other day where there was a kettlebell coach trying to fix his swing, and the person in the video had running shoes on. They were like platforms. It was huge, and the person was being pitched so far forward that it was really difficult to even get back. So do pay attention to that. The third thing is arm to body contact. So what we want to see on the way up, so let's go down into the backswing. What we want to see on the way up is that. So hips, knees, everything's extended. The arms, maybe they'll come off a little bit. So if you can see here, he can get his arms pretty close, but not completely flush to his body, pretty close. I'm a little bit farther away with two arms, so this is what you would see on me, because my arms, where they rest on my chest. I've got to move in toward the midline. So this is what you're gonna see at the top. You wanna make sure though the arms, or the arms are still connected when the legs are straight. If you see your legs aren't extended yet, so maybe bend a little through the hip. If you see that, that's a sign that you're using your back. Okay, and the arm not being connected with the body is going to be a telltale sign of that. This is going to minimize the momentum you swing the bell with. Okay, momentum is mass times velocity, so you're using less of your mass to actually move the bell because the bell is not connected to the body effectively. Also at the top, you're not using as much momentum to actually control the bell. So we want to see the same thing on the way down. We want to see the arms connect. Okay, nice and tight, nice and tight here, and then we want to break back. Okay, this is probably the most, other than using the upper body to swing as opposed to the lower body. This is the most frequent problem I see with all ballistics of a horizontal nature, is the arms don't connect to the body again. This causes problems. You won't often see it on the way down. People won't say, oh, this really hurts. But what will happen is the next swing is usually going to be bad. The next snatch, the next clean, whatever it is, they don't have the ability to power with their hips. This is a prime opportunity to set up the first pattern we talked about, is not moving the bell with your legs, but moving it with your upper body. Okay, it throws the whole cycle off. So you want to really sit back, be patient, and pay attention to how things feel when they're connected. Know where things are, know your body dimensions. If you have this idea that you're going to get a bell of a particular weight, connected to your body, you may be wrong. Different weights, I can get, if it's a 24, I can get my arms a lot closer than if it's like a 40 or 48. The bells are different. A one-arm swing is different. It's a lot easier to connect with a one-arm swing than it is with a two-arm swing. There are so many variables, but make sure everything connects. But just to sum it up, make sure the legs propel the bell and not the upper body. So when you're watching your video, you should see the hips come forward first, not the shoulders or the head. You shouldn't see anything basically from here up moving until it's very clear that the lower body has initiated things. Make sure that you're balanced, so you don't want to have too much of your spine in front of your body, in front of your foot. You don't want to be pitched too far forward. You don't want to wear really high shoes. The third thing is you want to make sure that your arms are connected to the body on the way up and on the way down. Usually, if this is a non-medical issue, this will make people feel better. We're not talking about curing you. If you've got a back injury, go to a doctor. Don't be a dummy. What we're saying is if your back feels like it's getting a little overheated, maybe it's getting a little tight, these are fixes that will often help. But again, this isn't a cure-all. So if you still have pain, go see a doctor and don't blame us.
Yeah, period. Hey, and if you do it this way, your swings might look less awful.
They will definitely look less awful.
Yeah, and remember, one thing we'd like to talk about, and I think it just goes really well with this, is you move your body, not the bell. Don't focus on getting that bell up there. Again, focus on the legs. I can't say it enough. I think that's our number one thing. All right, it's a game changer, and if you do it, you'll be the strongest ever. Ever.
Except for us.
Yeah, we're stronger, obviously.
You'll be like number 3.
Yeah,
not bad.
That's pretty good. 3 out of 3 billion is not bad. Anyways, thanks for watching. Subscribe and all that good stuff, and download the Bells by Iron Revival app. We have the starter pack on there. The starter pack program will certainly get you using your legs. It's emphasized on developing that leg power. So try that, and yeah, have a good time. Swing well. Stay strong. I'll fade it out.